we're going to talk about Christmas. Reverend Hunt, do you want to talk about Christmas?
I would love to talk about Christmas. Christmas and what it means to me. For lots of people, Christmas doesn't actually mean a lot apart from presents, lots to eat and lots to drink. To me, presents are important, but actually, the end of the day, the most important thing is to worship Christ, and so Christmas to me has taken on a whole new meaning since I became a Christian, and I love going to midnight mass, which is a very popular thing across the country. It's a service that starts at 11 o'clock at night on Christmas Eve and finishes into Christmas morning, and that's, to me, that's what Christmas is about, and being with family. How about you?
Yeah, I mean, Christmas has really changed over my lifetime, and certainly as a child. I grew up in a Christian household, so Christmas was taken very seriously. And whilst my parents weren't very happy about having things like decorations in the house, I mean, one year they did allow us to have a Christmas tree, but it wasn't put in a prominent place. Christmas was meant to be a time of real fun, and we got presents just like anybody else would. But as I've got older, I think I've come to realise what Christmas really means, and it is a festival, isn't it, to celebrate the birth of Christ, and I don't want us to lose that real meaning behind it. So how has it changed for you? Can you see a change over your lifetime about how you think about Christmas or how you celebrate Christmas?
I think the thing that's changed, the thing that I hate, is the commercialism, and actually wandering around toy shops for our grandson at the moment is just a miserable thing to do, because there's so many people in there and they don't know what they want, and I hate that side of the commercial side. I love going around the supermarket to buy all the cheeses and the wines. That's important to me. But actually, I think it's changed because to most people now, it's just another day where they give presents and then it comes to an end. It doesn't actually mean, Christianity doesn't mean anything. And I think that's really, really sad.
But it's great though, isn't it, that Christmas can draw people together. It is meant to be very inclusive, isn't it? It's meant to draw together people who believe, but also people that don't believe. I mean, that's what we need to also be focusing on, isn't it?
Yeah, and it's lovely to be with family. You know, and I say we put up with my dad, but actually Christmas wouldn't be the same without Dad coming. And yeah, that's when we see all our family and friends, which is fantastic.
Yeah, and Christianity puts a great stress, doesn't it, on the family and the importance of the family. And it's a time when most people get to see their wider family. It might be the only time during the year that they get to do it. So that's really important.
Yeah.
Do you think we're afraid as Christians to tell people that we're Christians at the time of Christmas?
I think a lot of people are. I mean, I'm not. You can't walk around school with one of these on without telling people what you stand up for and what you believe. But I think for a lot of Christians, actually, it's quite awkward to talk about their faith now, especially at Christmas and Easter time, when we should be talking about our faith, because they get mocked, they get picked on, the same as lots of other minority groups. And Christianity is, I'm afraid to say, a minority group now. So yeah, I think there's a lot of fear there from a lot of Christians.
And a lot of people also experience, don't they, a lot of loneliness over Christmas. They may have lost somebody over the last year, and they might be feeling very sad, and there's a lot of pressure, isn't there, to be happy at Christmas. And if your life just isn't like that, and it's changed radically, and you're lonely and you're depressed, I mean, what can we do about that at Christmas?
Yeah, that's a hard one, isn't it? My sister is a Christian, and she came to us last Christmas, but the Christmas before and the Christmas before that, she actually worked in an organisation called Shelter, and went up to London, and just helped the homeless for Christmas Day and Boxing Day, and really got involved in that. And she said that was the best Christmas she's ever had, which is fantastic.
I mean, you can do little things though, can't you? For example, what I do, it's only a very small gesture, is that I give a donation to the Salvation Army for their Christmas lunches.
Yeah.
So you can ring them up and you can make a donation of about £23, and they promise to use it to provide a homeless person with a Christmas lunch.
Yeah, which
is absolutely fantastic. So you can, even though you feel like you're not doing very much, you can do something. And also just to check up, isn't it, on the people that live near you, and if anybody is on their own. It can be quite difficult, can't it, to invite them to come spend some time with you. But I think that would be a good thing to do over Christmas. Brilliant thing to do. How do we get the message across that Christmas is about celebrating the coming of Christ in the world at a time, like you said, where perhaps we feel as though our message is not being listened to, and we feel quite marginalised?
I think for a lot of people, they get the message across by inviting friends to a carol service or stuff like that. And hopefully the readings that they have at the carol service, the talk that they have will sort of inspire them and tell them about Christ. To me, as a school chaplain, the carol service is obviously a really important one for me. It's tragic because of COVID, we've not been able to get there. But I think, it's our duty as Christians, the same as it's a duty of every other religion, to talk about their faith. And so getting the story across about a baby Jesus, that baby Jesus was born into a horrible world where they had to flee. They became refugees, where his mother Mary would have been about 13, 14. So it was a very different world to the world that we know. And, we think of it as all sweet and light, but actually it would have been quite a tough time of being born in a stable with animals around you, with the stink, the smell. But he came for a purpose, and that's what we need to get across, that he actually came to change the world. And you've only got to look at the world to see that it has been changed.
So we're going to be singing carols, aren't we, in the quad?
Be nice.
On the last day of term. And we want to wish everybody a wonderful Christmas.
Yeah.
And be nice to each other and be kind to each other.
Yeah.
And love each other. Happy Christmas.
Happy Christmas.